What's up guys, Falcon here. Got a 2005 Dodge Dakota. I wasn't gonna make a video, but I figured, hey, why not? So this truck has some transmission codes. Now I'm not a transmission guy, but I can tell the difference between a transmission clutch slipping and, you know, regular, basically some electronic codes. So this one had a P, I believe it was a P0700 or something like that, which is basically telling the transmissions, telling the main computer to go ahead and turn on the check engine light. The other transmission codes that this car had was some shift solenoid codes, this and that. So basically on this one, I've done it several times. You just go ahead and replace the whole valve body. This is the valve body right here. Really all it takes to replace this valve body is 6 8mm bolts that hold the valve body down to the actual transmission, and I believe it has 20 8mm bolts on the actual oil pan right here, all around the oil pan. This is the old valve body right here. Let me turn it around. Alright, so here it is, turned on. Turn the valve body around. Basically, when you're looking at the actual transmission itself, after you take off the oil pan, it's gonna look something like this. You'll see the oil filter. Oil filter is gonna have, I believe it's like a T25 or a T20 Torx right here. Unscrew that, and this one should pull right off. This is the actual valve body here. As you can see, all of them are Torx. Then it has a couple, I believe these are 8, but these are kind of regulate the pressure. So we're not gonna mess with any of that, and we're not gonna take apart the valve body. This is actually a core, so we're gonna send it back. The only thing we need is to unscrew it from the actual transmission itself when it's up there. Like I said, it really only takes 6 8mm bolts, which one here, 2, 3. I believe it takes one there, one here, one there. Yeah. And that's, I mean, you can really tell the difference between the Torx and the regular 8mm, and that's all it's gonna take, just those 6, and it'll come right off. Now on top of the transmission, the only thing that sticks out is gonna be this. So the connector itself has the red security tag, so you just pull it down and then you push on the actual tab itself, and it has like a tab that you kind of, I think you pull it down and then the connector comes off. So then when you undo the 6 bolts, this whole thing, you just wiggle it and it'll come right off. Just, you gotta be ready to catch it, hold it down and pull it off. Now of course a lot of oil is gonna come out. Really hate the way the transmission fluid smells, but whatever. So that's how you take it off. And then the new one, same thing. You're gonna put it in place, maybe put 2 bolts on either side, and then put the rest and just start torquing everything up. These 2 right here, and it has this one here, which is basically, I'll show you where these ones are gonna go on top of the transmission, but this is basically what it does, all the valve body. It's probably like a 30-minute to an hour job. And let me show you under the transmission to show you kind of what you got to get out of the way. Here we are under the transmission. So those rubber things that I was showing you, those 2 are going to go there, and then one of them goes back there, and then all these 6 bolts are basically just what holds it together. Just 6 of them. That's it, and the whole thing comes off. It's really not much to it to actually replace one of these, but like I said, it has some shift solenoid codes, and a P, I think it was a 0700 or 700, which is basically telling transmission, telling the main computer to turn on the check engine light. That way you can put on the scanner to check it. Right here we have like a cross member that holds the transmission, which is out there. I'll show you right now. So basically you're gonna have to take this off so you can get to the 4 or 5 bolts that go on the back of that, and then undo those 3 nuts that are gonna hold the whole bracket in place. Put a jack behind the transmission, that way it doesn't fall. Of course it won't because it's connected to the engine, but that way it doesn't hang. You don't create any stress on it or anything like that. And that's it. This is the cross member you're gonna take off. And a quick look at the new valve body going in. Well, it's refurbished from the dealer, so you can consider it new, I guess. But this is the new one that's gonna go in. Now this one was about shop price, I think it was like 450 bucks. It already comes with the filter that gonna replace. But so this one, like I said, it has some transmission codes. It had, I don't know what shift Illinois transmission codes it had, but basically it was on limp mode also, so it was basically stuck in 2nd gear, so it wouldn't let you shift. After the car being on for maybe 30 minutes or so, you would hear a humming noise coming from, sounded like almost under the dash, but it was actually coming from the transmission. So that's that's also another sign that your valve body might be out or going bad. So yeah, that's how I figured it out. Like I said, not a transmission guy, but done this several times, and that's a combination of these vehicles. So hope this helps somebody. Thanks.